Okay. Hello, guys. We're going to wait a few more minutes because I see people are having a little bit difficulty signing in. As you guys know, I want to see faces. No cameras off. Perfect. Faces, faces, faces. Everybody turn your cameras up. I can see that I'm actually speaking to people. Guys, I want to see your cameras. I don't care how bad you look right now. I don't care where you guys are. I don't look at that. Thank you. Keep them coming. More and more and more faces. Josephine.
Shoal, you are on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Okay, you guys hear me now? Okay,
Yes,
I want to
yes,
see
we
more
can.
faces. Faces, faces. Everybody turn your cameras on. Perfect. Thank you. Keep them coming. I see more and more people are joining. I see Carmel. I see Liat. I'm happy to see familiar faces. Okay, so we're gonna see, I'm gonna wait a few more minutes because I see people are having a little bit of difficulty getting in. But we're gonna start. So it's been a while since, we've done this Zoom. I know Sivan's done a great job doing it with you guys last time. So I definitely missed you guys. I'm happy I'm here and happy you guys have joined us. I do wanted to go over the products, the protocols. I know a lot of you guys had questions regarding the differences between the peels and certain products. A lot of you guys are not even aware that we even have, stronger products. I know that a lot of you guys have, send me photos of your clients, and you asked me, what do you think I should give my client? I said, why'd you give her the regular one? Why didn't you give her the double forte? And then the customer told me that they had no idea we even had one. So this is why you guys are here. Guys, turn your cameras on. We want to see faces. I want to know that I'm not talking to myself and not a crazy person. I want to see a face in front of me. Okay. So we're going to get started. I'm going to put the catalog in front of you guys. Can you guys see my screen? Just put a thumbs up if you guys see my screen. Yes, no? Do you see my screen, guys?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Okay. So if you guys are here, you obviously know of our company. I do want to make sure that you guys are very aware though of how it works, what it does, and what's what the difference between our company and every other company. As you guys know, our products are very concentrated. It is literally like a drug without the prescription. It gives you the same exact results as any type of physician, whether it's a plastic surgeon, whether it's dermatologist, without having the need to actually have a physician in your clinic, in your office, in your spa. What's great about our company is that results can be seen within just 2 weeks, and we give you 100% guarantee. Therefore, you can give your clients 100% guarantee. There is absolutely no way that you guys won't be able to solve almost every single skin disorder out there, and be able to really provide that security to your clients within just 2 weeks. I know that a lot of you guys have been asking me about the Miami peel. So the Miami peel and TCA 25% is a bit different, okay? I don't have that in the catalog, so that's why I'm trying to cover all those little keys, because I've gotten so many questions about the same exact subject. So I know a lot of you guys have been purchasing the TCA 25%, and then we have the Miami peel. So the Miami peel is a bit different. It's not just TCA, it is a combination. It's like a cocktail. And on top of that, it has the TCA 25%. The difference between the TCA 24% and the Miami peel is that Miami peel does take within even up to 5 minutes for the pH to rise and everything to float up. So if you're not seeing a frosting, okay, it's going to take about at least 5 minutes to come up. A lot of estheticians have made this mistake where they kept on putting and applying and reapplying and again reapplying the same exact peel over and over because they haven't seen any frosting. So that is 100% wrong. It does take a little bit of time to come up because it's not just TSA 25%. It is a cocktail of other acids. So you do want to give a little bit, of time for it to really absorb all the way into the dermis. And that's the reason we're not going to continue to reapply. Okay, that's one. Two, regarding the chemical peels. So a lot of you guys have been asking me regarding the peels. So there are a lot of different types of chemical peels. It's not only about peeling. If your client is not peeling, or if your client doesn't have a severe frosting, or if your client already, by the first time you already apply the peel, the client has severe frosting, it does not mean anything. You guys have to understand that every skin is different. Not, we're not all equal. Our skins are different. Skin types are different. One, I have a client who has, the skin of an elephant. Then no matter how many applications I'm putting on the client, there's no frosting, there's hardly, peeling. That's okay. And then I have a different client that the second I apply the chemical peel, right away, she turns so red and she's overreacting and she's like, all dramatic. It can happen. Every skin is different. And you just have to understand that every skin is different. Every skin is going to react a different way, and that's okay. Hello, can you hear me? Perfect. So that's the first thing I want to let you guys know, because a lot of you guys have been asking me, like, how is this possible that I do for this client? And, right away I saw results. And then with this client, she didn't really see results until the third session. It's okay. Every skin is different. Don't forget that the products are continuing the process of the peel. So if the client is not going to use the products, they're not going to see results. Okay. Get that right away, into your head, into the client's head. A lot of the times I get, messages with estheticians that are telling me, like, why is it coming back up? Like, why is the melasma, the hyperpigmentation starting to reoccur? So the reason it's happening, one, is either that the client is not using frequently the 24-hour sunblock. A second thing that can happen is that the client is not being progressive with the products, the home care. And a third thing that can be is that once the client can have different hormonal changes. We know that melasma can be either genetics, it can be hormonal, also acne can be hormonal, it can be with certain foods that they're eating. So all these things you really need to check with your client to see what the difference is, what have they been doing different, and from there we can determine what caused for anything to reoccur. Because as long as the client is really, like doing the prevention and working with the products and doing everything correctly, there is no way that it should reoccur. Okay. Can you put it on mute, please? Can you put everyone on mute, please?
Only one person. Yes. Okay. Yes. Now it is.
Okay, everyone on mute. Okay. So we have the acne peel and we have the Mila peel. Guys, do not get this confused. The acne peel is treated for regular acne, okay? If you have, those younger teenagers that have a little bit of acne, in their chin, on their forehead, on their body, it comes with scars, with hyperpigmentation, with post-acne, that's when we're going to be doing the acne peel. Okay. However, if the client has cystic acne, meaning inflamed acne, all of the acne, every extraction that you guys are doing is just popping into the lamp or bleeding nonstop, or it's becoming bruised right away, that is inflamed acne. That means that the client needs one application only without combining any other peel of the Mila, okay? The Mila is an antiseptic for any type of inflammation, infection, anything that the skin, has absorbed any type of infection, that's when we're using the Mila peel, okay? Don't make that mistake that when the client is coming to you for the first time, and when the first time that the client comes in, you are capable to do up to 4 applications of your choice. So you can combine, for instance, acne application, application of scars, application of open pores, application of TCA 20%. You can combine the applications. So unless it's really, really necessary, do not apply the Mila peel, because the Mila peel, you can only do 1 application of the Mila peel without combining anything else. I hope I made that clear. So if we see anything that's infected, any type of infection, any type of bacteria, for instance, eczema, infected acne, fungus, even sun fungus, even nail fungus, seborrhea, dermatitis, rosacea, psoriasis, anything that has to do with bacteria, we are going to use the peeling Mila without combining any other peel. Okay, so only if it's necessary. However, if the client suffers from regular acne, meaning there's acne on the skin, there's scars, there's post-acne, there's open pores, take advantage, and definitely take advantage of this one time, when only this one time that you can actually apply up to 4 applications of your choice. Don't make that mistake and apply the Mila peel, okay? Because the Mila peel you can combine, however, the acne peel you can combine, okay? But here's the catch. From the same peel, you can apply only 2 applications, okay? Which means if the client has only acne, which usually acne doesn't come by itself, maybe 98% of the time, acne joins with its best friends, its scars, and pigmentation, like the post-acne. So I'm not going to be able to do 4 applications of only the acne peel. You are capable of doing the same peel, only 2 applications, okay? Now, how do we start? We start from the worst problem that we see. Don't ask your client what bothers you the most, because if the client says, oh, I don't care about my scars, I just care about my acne, and you see that the acne is, the scars are way more severe than the acne, then start with the scars. Don't listen to your clients, listen to your profession. Look at the client, determine what is the worst right now. What is the main thing that I want the pH to go all the way down to right away to start off with. So if I see that the skin has the worst of the scars, even though the client tells you my acne is what's bothering me the most, I don't care, I just want to treat my acne. Again, do not listen to your clients, listen to your profession, look at your client, determine the skin, and whatever problem is the worst in your eyes, in your vision, that's what we're going to start with. So for instance, if we went into scars, so we can apply the acne 2 applications, we can apply 1 application of the scars, we can apply 1 application of the TCA 20%, we can combine them. So that's what I'm saying. Don't take, don't use the peeling Mila unless it's really, really necessary, okay? Now, any type of itching, okay? Meaning itching in the scalp, itching in the stomach, even during pregnancies, guys, when the stomach is itching and you want to stop the itching to prevent any type of stretch marks, apply the peeling Mila. The peeling Mila can be used also during pregnancy, which is amazing, okay? if you have been through pregnancies, you know how difficult it is to hold in, the itching. So this is definitely something that's gonna help prevent also any type of stretch marks. Now, regarding the acne, we discussed this, so we can combine it with other peels. The scars is a peel that it's just like the peeling Mila. It solves so many different types of things. So if you're just starting with our company and you really want to know, like, what should I start with? Like, which peels do I really need in my clinic? The peeling Mila, the peeling scars, those two chemical peels are peels that solve you many different problems rather than just one. For instance, the scars peel can solve, obviously, any types of scarring, whether it's damaged scars, whether it's actinic scars, stretch marks. Yes, that's right, stretch marks. So a lot of the times I get this, what does stretch marks have to do with scars? Stretch mark is a type of a scar because what happens, the skin, the elastic fibers just, rip and they cause a scar, whether it's in the arm, whether it's after weight loss, whether it's after pregnancies, there is damaged skin. So when the damaged skin, rips, it literally causes a scar, and it's a stretch mark, that's right, but it is a scar. So the best way to deal with it is definitely with the scars peel. So it can also help you with not only, post acne and, scars, that are damaged, but also stretch marks. Okay. And here's another thing. It helps amazing for severe wrinkles. Okay. So how do we know if we need to do other peels like wrinkles peel rather than the scars peel? If we're going to go and take the client's skin and really stretch it out, we have to see, do we still see that, scab looking, that scar in the skin? Even when we stretch out the skin, if you still see that mark, that dent, then it's already appearing to look like a scar. And that's when we're going to be doing the scars peel rather than doing, just the regular wrinkles peel. Because there's a difference between treating a wrinkle that's so deep, just like a scar, and treating it just like a regular wrinkle. Okay. Next, we have the open pores peel. So this is very important also. Don't make that mistake that estheticians have made where they apply the open pores peel on closed skin. That is wrong. Okay. If a client comes to you and complains to you that they get blackheads every other day, that they just came to you for extraction and facial, and then all of a sudden everything is, back to normal again. What am I going to do? Don't make that mistake. Don't apply the peel for open pores or in general any other peel unless it's really necessary and the client didn't have any type of comedones, melias, anything. So when we're dealing with open pores, we know that the client's sebum is overworking and everything is coming out. Right? That means that the sebum is overworking, keeps it coming out more and more and more and more. Even when you do extraction, I have these certain clients where 2 weeks after, as if I have never done an extraction for them ever. Clients telling me, how is this possible? I literally just did a facial. Why do I have to continue coming back to you? So definitely close and seal with the open pores peel only after you've done the extraction. Now, why do I say that? Because we want to extract, empty out the sebum, empty out the pores, and then we want to close them. If we're going to go and apply the open pores peel and close and seal on something that's still there, there's not going to be any improvement, right? So don't make that mistake. It's a huge mistake, and it's something that I see on a daily basis with estheticians make this mistake. Now, again, the open pores peel we can combine. We can combine the scars peel with other peels. We can combine the acne peel with the Mila peel. We cannot combine. Okay. Next. So again, pigmentation can be combined. We have the pigmentation for light and dark skin tone, and we have the hyperpigmentation peel for yellow skin tone, like olive skin color, that literally olive skin tone, okay, yellow skin tone. Now, Why do we have different pigmentation peels? Notice how every single peel that we have, it's one peel, meaning acne is one peel, scars is one peel, open pores is one peel. There is no two different skin colors. The only problematic skin when it comes to hyperpigmentation, it's yellow skin tone. Okay? Now, why is that? If you are familiar with acids and chemical peels, then you know that if you do even 1%, not more than that, higher than the pH that the skin can tolerate with yellow skin tone, the pigmentation induction will get darker instead of getting whiter. Okay. And a lot of companies are making this mistake. I know a lot of my clients go to Costco, they buy just regular bleach cream over the counter thinking that it's going to help them. And then they come to me and say, I've made this huge mistake where my pigmentation actually got darker instead of getting lighter. Like, how is this possible? Because yellow skin tone is a different pH. With yellow skin tone, we are dealing with pH maximum 3, rather than white and dark skin tone, that the pH is 1.5. And that, my friends, is the reason. Do not make that mistake. Don't think that you can do everything for everyone. As I mentioned in the beginning of the Zoom class, every single skin can tolerate something differently. It doesn't mean that what's good for my skin is good for your skin, and not what's good for your skin is good for my skin. Every skin has different pH. Every skin can tolerate it differently. Every skin reacts differently to certain acids. And this is why we prepared for you in a way that's so simple and so convenient where you can't even go wrong. Okay. Now, how do we determine if the skin is really yellow or if the skin's really white? So don't get fooled by the tan, especially my Miami clients, the Israeli clients. All they do, they love the sun. They love the tan. Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. It doesn't mean anything. Nationality doesn't mean anything. Okay. Check. You can check the armpits. Okay. I always get that. I always ask in my classes, I say, what do you guys think that I am? So I always get the same answer over and over. You're definitely yellow skin tone. Guys, I am not. I can show you. Look at the armpit. I'll just show you. Look that the armpit is completely white, okay, rather than yellow skin tone, which would be dark. Okay, look also my elbows. There is no darker pigment. So I can check the armpits, I can check the elbows, I can check the bikini zone, I can check the knees. And if I'm really, hesitating still, I can definitely look at the nipples. And if the nipples appear to be very dark, then I know that the skin is yellow skin tone, which goes up to maximum pH 3 and nothing more. Okay. Now, you can do the pigmentation peel for yellow skin tone on white and dark skin tone, meaning African American, but you cannot do the opposite way. Why is that? Because the pH is higher. When the pH is higher, the peel is lighter. Okay. So a lot of the times I get the same exact question. So all the estheticians are telling me, so what do I need the pigmentation for light and dark skin tone? I'll just take the yellow skin tone and I'll do it for everyone. That is 100% wrong. When we see white and dark skin tone, dark, I'm meaning African American skin, it is the fastest way to see results. Within 2 weeks, the client's skin is going to be maybe 70 to 80% clear, okay? Rather than yellow skin tone, which is pH 3, that's less than half, okay? Then it's going to take me close to a month to 6 weeks to see the results. So when we see white skin tone or black skin tone, we are happy, we are excited because we know that within 2 weeks, the skin is going to be almost flawless, okay? Why is that? How is this possible that white skin tone and African American skin tone, dark black skin tone is the same pH? How is that possible? Because the melanocytes are always working, okay? Meaning, if you go with black skin, the African American skin tone can't get burned in the sun. They can get darker, they're not going to get burned. Rather than if you're going to go with white skin tone, they're going to get burned they're gonna get red, they're gonna peel, and they're gonna, whoops, go back to how they were. Rather than yellow skin tone, they're gonna go reveal themselves in the sun. What's gonna happen, the skin is gonna become with hyperpigmentation, it's gonna get darker, and right away you're gonna see the uneven skin tone in the color of the skin. So this is the difference, and this is very important to know, because if you guys are gonna make that mistake, pigmentation can actually become darker rather than become lighter. Now, the pigmentation peel can be combined with other peels like the acne, the open pores, the scars. You can combine it, which makes it great. So if your client comes in with just hyperpigmentation, don't make that mistake where you're just doing 2 pigmentation peels applications. And why is that? Because you had the capability only one time, this one opportunity that you have, where you can do up to 4 applications in the first time, okay? Don't make that mistake. Don't do just one thing, even if the client just has hyperpigmentation. Do another application of the wrinkles peel, of the TCA 20%, of the scars peel, where it's an anti-aging more of a treatment. Take advantage, because you will not have this opportunity again. So we definitely want to take advantage of the situation and do it one more time, okay? Again, don't listen to what your client has to say. Listen to intuitions, look at your profession, see what's necessary and do it. I have never seen a client say, oh, I'm so upset that you treated my wrinkles and not just my pigmentation. Doesn't happen, okay? Now, we have the Blanco peel. Now, this is a very important thing to know. So the Blanco peel is actually a peel that can be used during in areas like the body, okay? So what's good about it is that we don't need to put so many applications on the body. For instance, if you want to lighten certain areas, like the vaginal area, the rectum area, you want to lighten up the armpits, bikini zone, all these areas you can lighten without having this, 4 applications, 3 applications. It's not necessary. The Blanco peel does a great job, to just break the melanin, let it spread, and that way it just works on lightening and brightening, right? So what's good about it is that it's not really aggravating the skin. It works more on brightening and lightening up the area rather than renewing and peeling with the other pigmentation peels. So if we're going to do a treatment on the armpits or the bikini zone, we obviously don't want the client, to be like all day like this, itching and, being uncomfortable, because itching can actually cause the area to be even darker. So it's very important, if the client is telling you that the area is itching them a lot, tell them to apply the omega, which I'm going to get to in a second, the product. Tell them to apply the omega 369, which is really going to help with the itching, but it's not going to interfere with the process of the peel and the result. Okay, moving on. So we have the wrinkles peel. The difference between the wrinkles peel and the scars peel. Scars peel, again, if your skin or the client's skin is really, you're literally going to do this test on your clients. You're going to stretch out the skin and look at the client and say, if I stretch out the skin, do I still see that line? Do I still see that dent in the skin? If the answer is yes, then you're going to do the scars peel. However, if you're, lifting the skin and you see that there is no dents, the skin just has no elasticity, it lost its collagen, then you can do the wrinkles peel. Don't confuse them too. Okay. Next, so we have the blue gel. The blue gel today doesn't come that way. It comes with one big bottle, which makes it a lot easier for you guys. This is the only peel that you are taking an actual fan brush and you are applying from the neck all the way up, okay, all over the neck. It starts off blue and it turns clear. And we're going to leave it for about half a minute to maximum 1 minute, and then we neutralize. So a lot of estheticians have made this mistake where they thought, oh, let me leave it on. It's been 5 minutes, it's been 10 minutes. No, this is a very, very, very gentle area. The skin in the neck is very thin. We can't go crazy as much as we want to, but we have to take it easy, little by little. You're applying one application only with the fan brush. Wait about half a minute, maximum a minute, see your client's reaction, and then take, absorbing paper towel with cold water and just start neutralizing, and that is it, okay? Moving on, we have the pasta una. So a lot of you guys didn't know this, but we have a pasta una forte, which is double the percentage of the acid. Plus, if that's not enough, we also have phenol inside the peels for severe, severe, severe cases of all the wrinkles in the upper areas. That's really like falling forehead, deep, deep wrinkles around the eye area. This is a great peel to do. And once again, there is a stronger one. So a lot of you guys didn't know this. Definitely consider that only if it's necessary. Again, our peels in general, they're strong peels. But this specific peel does come stronger. You are capable of dealing with much severe cases. So definitely see, look at your clients, see if it's really necessary. And what's good about it is that this peel, you can actually come very, very close to the eye and you see results right away. So it makes a huge difference. The peeling, the W peel. So the W peel works really, really well in all the saliva areas, like the upper lips for those smokers. I've seen a lot of clients where the expressions is, picking up their lips and they have these really, really deep upper lip wrinkles. This is probably the best peel I've seen, I have to say, with, when it comes to the upper lip area, because it also works right away. Now, if you want to really get in there and really fill those upper lip wrinkles, definitely combine that with the mesotherapy. The microneedling works amazing. If you want to do something for the whole face and also concentrate on, the upper face area, like, around the eyes, the forehead, and on top of the lip. So you can actually do one application only of the TCA 20% with the gauze. And then on top of that, you can apply the peeling, the pasta una peel on the upper area of the face. And then only on top, on the upper lip, we are going to apply the peel, the W peel, okay? Again, this is the only time that the TCA 20% comes first, because usually you always end with a TCA 20% with the other peels. The only time that you start with the TCA 20% is that when you apply one application only of all the face, and then on top of that, you can do the upper area with pasta una peel, and then on top of the upper lip, you can apply the W peel. Very important to put very, very small amount. It's a high concentrated peel. Don't let it fool you, right? But it doesn't work on peeling as much as really working into picking up the collagen and really doing the elasticity in the skin. And not only that, but filling in the actual deep wrinkles. So the TCA 20% has to be my complete favorite. I always end with the TCA 20% after skin tag removal, after spider veins removal, any type of a scab. If I want to give it a good push of any type of peel, for instance, if I want to do, the client just has scars, just post-acne, but I still want to do something a little bit more. I want to give it a good push and, really deep penetration. Then I add one more application of the TCA 20%. I end with it and I make sure, to end just one application, not more than that. And it really gives it a good boost, a good push for the products, not only to penetrate much deeper, but also for the peel to penetrate much deeper. The lift, also, before I go into the porcelain and the peel, if a client has a problem where they have very frequently any type of cold sores, canker sores, and their immunity system is very low and they get that every often, then definitely try to stay away from anything that contains TCA. The TCA has, overworking stimulation in the body, and it can actually cause cold sores to appear not only on the lips, but also on the face, on the skin area. So try to avoid, unless that the client is telling you, that they took the pills before coming to you, at least 3 days before. And once they took the pills, then you can, do the TCA 20%, the 25%, the Blanco peel, anything that contains TCA in the peel. Now, the lifting porcelana peel comes with 2 different jars. It has a gel and it has a peel. So we start off with the peel. It works on wrinkles on the neck as well as the whole décolleté area. We start with the peel. We put a very small amount. We massage it in from the neck all the way up. We wait about 30 seconds, and then 30 seconds after, we take the gel. We start massaging, and right away you're going to see the skin peeling and the actual peel peeling. There's a little tiny golden balls inside the gel. We completely absorb the gel until it's fully absorbed, until there's nothing in our hands, there's nothing on the client, no golden balls at all. And then until we were capable of peeling the entire area. And once we peel the entire area, we are going to take just any regular elastic band-aid that we have, in the pharmacy, and any, local Dollar Tree store, any just regular elastic band-aid, and we just going to continue wrapping it around from the neck all the way up to the head of the client, and leave the client like this for about 40 minutes. Once we take off the elastic band-aid, you're going to see that the neck is completely lifted. Also, the whole décolleté, the whole chest area is completely lifted, brighter, lighter, and firm. Okay. So this is a great way, like if the client has a certain occasion, a wedding to go to, a certain, party to go to, that is a great and awesome way to give your client not only a working treatment, but also instant results. Moving on, the roan rice peel. So the roan rice peel is a peel that can be used during pregnancies, during nursing, very, very sensitive skin, skin that's, has rosacea, seborrhea, anything that's very, very, very light. Then we have the roan rice peel, which makes the skin feel amazing. Very, very light, rejuvenated skin, very light peeling, but still does the job. So anything that's very light, it works great. Whether it's very light acne, like those light, tiny teenager acne, whether it's very light wrinkles, whether it's anti-aging treatment, works beautifully. And here's another key. If you're going to combine the roan rice peel with the thermal gel, meaning you're going to start with the roan rice peel, massage it in, and then put the thermal gel and, leave the client like this with saran wrap for about 15 minutes. You're going to see that once you take off and you start the extraction, it literally makes everything, all the comedones, the melias, the blackheads, really makes them float upwards, and it's so easy to extract. So it literally does the job for you. I use this for all my facials, for all, my pre-extraction situation, and it does the job. It works like magic. Now, we have the rosacea and we have the seborrhea peel. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me, what is the difference? What do I need the rosacea peel? What do I need the seborrhea peel for if I have the peeling mela? So this is very important to know. The rosacea peel and the seborrhea peel are 2 different, completely different peels than the peeling mela. And I'll tell you why. When the client has severe rosacea, severe seborrhea, now, meaning the skin is inflamed right now. The rosacea is going crazy right now in the skin. The seborrhea is going crazy in the skin right now. Then we are going to apply the peeling Mila when everything's still inflamed and infected. However, when the client has rosacea and seborrhea in their system, okay, in their body system, in their immunity, here's the key. If you're going to give them any type of regular peels, meaning pigmentation peel, acne peel, I don't know, wrinkles peel, any type of peel, because what does the peel actually do? It causes the stimulation. So what can happen is it can overstimulate the skin and cause the rosacea and seborrhea to right away come out on the skin, even though the client, didn't have it for a while, because, it's still in the client system. Because don't forget that rosacea and seborrhea, it's not curable, it's treatable. So they're always going to have the rosacea and seborrhea in their system. So it's very important that you know that unless it's inflamed and unless the client has severe rosacea and seborrhea right now, we have to first, before we start with treating anything else, we have to know that we want to push down into the dermis the rosacea and seborrhea. That way the skin doesn't overstimulate, and then cause the rosacea and seborrhea to come back up. So what we have to do is we have to make sure that first we're starting with the application that's necessary, meaning either the rosacea or the seborrhea, so we can push down into the melanin, and only after that we can apply other peels. Am I clear on that? I'm going to try to explain it one more time because I see that people are telling me that they're a little confused. So once the skin has severe rosacea and seborrhea dermatitis, we are doing the peeling Mila. But if the skin doesn't have it right now, but they do have it in their system, and we want to treat other stuff, other skin problems, we're going to start with either the rosacea or the seborrhea peel, one application to push the rosacea and seborrhea deep into the dermis, that way it doesn't come back out. And on top of that, once we push down into the dermis, after that, we can apply other chemical peels. Okay? Awesome. Moving on. Tattoo removal is the product that contains calcium, hydroxy, peptides, different types of sodium. So there's 88 different types of salts that are actually absorbing into the ink. So if you're doing permanent makeup and you're working with the same machine, that is exactly how you're working with it. It looks like literally like salt. It's white, and you're just going to take a little bit of water, shake it up, and you're going to dip in there and start going over the pigment. You're going to see that the pigment right away becomes gray and floating right up. Whether it's microblading, whether it's tattoos, whether it's permanent makeup, works like wonders. Just make sure that within each treatment, you wait at least 21 days. That's the minimum. And you're going to see already a huge, huge improvement already by the second treatment. Moving on. Okay, so the Miami peel, I have to tell you, this has to be my favorite peel of all time. Not everyone can handle it. It's a peel where, the clients really become dark for about anywhere from 7 to 10 days. But then after 7 to 10 days, the skin looks flawless, literally flawless. It's completely clean of any pigmentation, any scarring. What's good about it, works wonders. It literally does wonders when it comes to post-acne. We know that those clients who has been taking the Accutane, there's nothing to do. The skin doesn't have, it dries out all the saliva in the body, including the skin on the face. And we know that once the client has taken the Accutane, there's not much to do when the sebum is not working. So what's good about the Miami peel is that we can literally bring back the sebum, even with clients that has been taking Accutane in the past. So I can't even describe to you how I'm obsessed with this peel. I can tell you that you do have to make sure you work with it correctly. I've seen estheticians that are working very, very slow with the peel and putting the gauze very slowly until they get to the other area. It is extremely important that when you apply the peel, you're working really fast And even if, when you start waiting about 30 seconds to 1 minute, you see the frosting comes back up and the, the client's starting to show white. Even if you see there's certain areas that are missing, you can go over those certain areas. I've seen estheticians telling me, oh my God, I didn't know that I can, go back to it and, reapply those areas that I missed. You can. That's what's good about it, because you can see a reaction from your client and you can see which area has absorbed the peel and which area hasn't. So it's a huge, huge plus. You can definitely play around with it. Do not apply on the nose, guys. Nose is, it's a bone. A lot of the times it can be good and it can be bad. Don't let it fool you, because at the end of the day, when there's the bone, then it's not the same amount of sebum as we have in our cheeks. Sometimes it peels, sometimes it stays dark. So don't make that mistake. Definitely be very careful with all the, chin area, the saliva area. Again, as I mentioned before, yellow skin tone can become darker. So in this type of areas, we don't want to go crazy, but you do want to make sure that it's even, it's one even application. As I mentioned before, if you see that there's certain areas that didn't get the frosting, you can continue with the same gauze, literally go on these specific areas to make sure that it's one even skin tone. Because what's going to happen is that the client is going to have like blotches on her skin. This area did get, and this area didn't get. So this area is going to peel and renew and go back to its natural skin color, and the other areas won't. So make sure that the application is completely even. That's really, really important to do. Now, when we're dealing with post-acne with the Miami peel, it's very important that you guys know that you have to apply the boosters with the microneedling. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay. What does that mean? If we're dealing with post-acne that we literally see that the skin is completely dented, meaning the skin has literally a dent inside, like a hole in the skin, then we want to make sure to fill in that area. How do we fill in that area? We have to do it with the booster that's called the hyaluronic acid. We all know that, especially now today in the world, that hyaluronic acid is the best thing that we can fill in, whether it's filling lips, whether it's deep lines, whether it's expression lines. We know that we fill in with hyaluronic acid. So put that switch in your head, make it very clear to you that whenever you want to fill in an area, we're going to do the boosters with the hyaluronic acid. We clean with the degreaser, and then on top of that, we can apply only with a Q-tip, only in that specific area, the Miami peel. We're waiting about 30 seconds, maximum a minute, no more than that. And we're taking cold water with Bounty, okay, with just regular paper towel, and we're going to squeeze it right onto the skin and neutralize. If you're not going to neutralize, the peel is going to continue working. It's not going to stop. So we obviously don't want that. We want to stop it, and we stop it with the water. Okay. We do have to let the client know also after doing the Miami peel not to use any of the products until the peel is completely done and finished. When the skin has peeled and when the skin doesn't have any scabs anymore, no darkness, only then the client can start continuing to use the products. Okay. Moving on, we have the weekend peel. So the weekend peel is a very, very light peel for those clients who just want like a nice glow to the skin, a rejuvenation type of treatment. You can apply just one application only. And it's a very, very light peel. If you have with certain clients, that don't want to peel, that they're like very anti, any of the peeling, they hear the word chemical peel, they go crazy. So this is the perfect peel for them. Very, very light peel, something to give still a good push, and really break the keratin between the cells, but also not overly peel the skin. So this I don't think you guys need. I'm gonna go all the way down to the products. Here. Okay, so I don't see the photos of the products. It's okay. Okay, maybe I'll put you guys the Hebrew one. I just want to show you a few of the befores and afters so you can understand more or less. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys a print with the Hebrew one, but we're just gonna look at the photo and then I'm gonna give you guys the exact description. Okay, so we have the alopecia. So the alopecia here, I'm just zooming in. Okay, so as you guys can see, that's the alopecia. A lot of men have been suffering in their beards. It can be seen not only in the beard, it can be seen, you know, on the scalp, on the chin, mustache, anywhere that hair grows. It does happen from stress, and you know, it's not something that we can actually control. You know, we're humans. So the best way to do it and treat it is to use the booster of the B12. Okay, the B12 contains biotin, which really works to stimulate the hair vessels and the hair cells, and it really makes it grow. And then on top of that, we have to make sure that we let the client know to simply use the Fast and Hair Growth product. Okay, but here's the key that you guys have to know for that. A lot of people don't know this. And you guys are making this huge mistake where you're telling your client to use the Fast and Hair Growth product and you don't understand why it's not working for the client. If the scalp is not healthy, it can never, ever cause the hair to regrow. This is really, really important to know. And why do I tell you guys this? Is that a lot of the clients have seborrhea in their scalp, flakiness, you know, dandruff, oily skin in the scalp, and you guys are telling them, you know, promising them the world, and it is 100% wrong. Okay, if the client is not going to have clean and actual, you know, healthy scalp, it is not going to regrow hair. It just will not happen. It's not possible. So first we have to treat the seborrhea in the scalp, meaning treating the dandruff, treat the flakiness, treat the oiliness in the scalp. That way the pores can actually breathe. So how do we do that? With the peeling Mila, and we send the client home with a scalpy product. Excuse me, and of course, the Nezolite soap, which is an antibiotic shampoo. And only after the scalp is healthy, only then we can actually treat the, you know, with the Fast and Hair Growth product. So unless you're going to do that, it will not work. Okay. So now, okay. So sorry that it's in Hebrew, but I promise to explain to you everything one by one. So we're going to go into the products. Okay, so when you hear the trial, when you hear, you know, the 1, 2, 3, when you hear it, when the kit, the strongest kit possible, it contains 3 different types of products. You have the Deep Clear, the bleach cream, and the Cheval A. Okay, so what is this trial? So the Deep Clear, the job of the Deep Clear is really to break down the melanin. Okay, to make sure that the melanin spreads out and doesn't recreate the melanin. It contains hydroquinone, and a lot of you guys are freaking out hearing that. It is 100% safe. Do not worry. The FDA approves it. it is completely fine. Okay, today you can buy hydroquinone over the counter. Okay, obviously different types of percentages, but what's good about it is that hydroquinone really breaks down the melanin and helps penetrate other products like lightening products, bleaching products to really even out the skin tone. So what do? We start with the Deep Clear, we continue with the bleach cream, and we have the Cheval. The bleach cream is going to not only break down the melanin, lighten up the darker pigment, even out the skin tone, okay? And also, because it contains the vitamin C, it's going to brighten it up to make sure that it's as even as possible. So a lot of the times, estheticians are asking me, why do I have to give that when it's severe acne? So post-acne is also pigmentation. It is a red pigment, but it's also pigmentation. So when we see severe acne, severe scars, severe hyperpigmentation, to give this trio, the Adeclear, the bleach cream, and the Cheval A. The Cheval A has retin A. We know that retin A heals the skin, renews the skin. And when the three works together, meaning one breaks down the melanin, one lightens up the hyperpigmentation, the post-acne, the darker pigment, and the Cheval A renews the skin. So when we have these three trio, it really does the job from A to Z. Now, don't make that mistake where you give this to everyone. That is 100% wrong. Not everyone needs to peel. Not everyone needs to turn, to renew their skin. Not everyone needs that. Okay, so it's very individual. This is only for the severe cases. Don't forget that you have the Adeclear Double Forte. You have the bleach cream that's Forte and Double Forte, which is much stronger. And the same thing goes for the Cheval. The Cheval is the one product that it's very confusing because it smells so good, and it's so gentle on the skin, and it's like a nice jelly type of feeling and sensation, but it actually is the strongest product. Okay, it peels the skin the most. When the client's telling you that the skin is overly peeling and I don't want to peel so much, then lower down the amount of the Cheval that they apply weekly. You could apply it 3 times a week, twice a week, still give that push. But don't completely take it out of the menu, because if you will, the skin is not going to peel and renew. Okay. The bleach silver is what we give instead of the Adeclear when there's yellow skin tone, because the bleach silver doesn't have only hydroquinone. It has hydroquinone with kojic acid. So for those yellow skin tone colors like Spanish, Asians, Chinese, all these yellow olive skin tone color, instead of the Adeclear, we're going to give the bleach silver, and that's going to break down the melanin even more because of the kojic acid. And so we're just going to basically switch up the Adeclear and the bleach silver. It's going to be the bleach silver, the bleach cream, and the Cheval A. It's very important to know and to notify your clients to use very small amount, literally a chickpea, tiny bit, all over the face. It has to be even amount, and less is more. Trust me. It doesn't mean that if the client's going to use more of the product, it's going to be more effective. No. Now we have the Sivan. The Sivan product is a cream that's for concentrated areas, meaning if the client has tried everything, but there's just one pigment that won't go away, then we're going to add the Sivan. It's up to 6 weeks that the client's going to use the specific product. They're going to apply this tiny bit in the specific located concentrated area. And then on top of that, they're going to apply the rest of the products, meaning the Adeclear, the bleach cream, and Cheval all over the face. But this is for just a pigment that just won't go away, that the DNA has, a problem in that certain area. And we know that this is when we're, calling it like the last call, and that would be the Sivan. Anti-acne, we have 2 different kinds. The anti-acne has benzoyl peroxide, oxygen, sulfur, and what it's going to do, it's really dry out all the acne in the skin. I've seen a lot of estheticians making this mistake where they give the clients a lot of moisturizers because the client, wants, and they have acneic skin. When the client has acneic skin, we're not going to continue hydrating their skin, giving them more and more moisturizers and oils and massaging their skin. That is 100% wrong. When the client has acneic skin, that means that the skin is overly working with oils, that it has overworking sebum. We want to make sure that the pH is exactly on 5.5, and that way the skin is not overly, with oils and minerals and overworking sebum. So don't make that mistake. It's a huge mistake, and the client is going to have even more acne. So do not make that mistake. Now, the difference between the anti-acne with sulfur and without sulfur, for those who have G6PD allergies, then you're going to give them obviously the anti-acne without sulfur. It's basically an allergic reaction to sulfur, and only when it's really necessary and you want to make it stronger, then you can give the anti-acne with sulfur. The mini acne is a product that's used for certain located, pimples. So if the client has every once in a blue, they get pimple here, pimple there, there is no need for the whole kit. Guys, do not make that mistake. It's not necessary to give the declear, the bleacher, the Chevalier, the anti-acne. No, it's not necessary. The client is like a teenager, or the client, just every, during their period or during hormonal changes, they have one or two pimples randomly in the skin. Then take a Q-tip, dip inside the mini acne, and apply every single night right on the pimple. By the morning, you're going to see that the acne is completely dried out, and that's it. The Chevalier is the product that contains retinol. We all know the retinol works wonders, whether it's acne, whether it's scars, whether it's open pores, whether it's comedones, whether it's blackheads, whether it's wrinkles, anything that we want to renew, but in a very lightly manner, then we're going to give the client the Chevalier. I personally never give the Chevalier by itself. I like to combine it with the Lior. So the Lior, we give it in the morning, and the Chevalier, we give it at night. And that would be the Chevalier. Okay, so the Lior 22 is a product that has supplement for phenol. It actually contains acids, healthy acids from onions. So it really does the job just like phenol. So it renews the skin, closes up the pores, treats the oil. If the client has very oily skin, they want to dry out the oil in the skin, open pores. If the client, suffers from comedones, and like as I mentioned before, and you're doing the extraction and you're doing the open pores peel, and you want to prevent the blackheads from reoccurring so quickly, then tell the client to use the Chevalier tonight, the Lior in the morning. It completely prevents it. They're hardly going to have blackheads reoccurring. Anti-scars open pore is a product that works on acids from sugars, from different types of sugar acids, combined with mandelic and glycolic acid. So it renews the skin, freshens the skin, gives you a nice glow, but also closes up those post-acne scars, treats, any types of open pores, severe ones. So if we want to treat the open pores, we're giving the Chevalier at night, the Lior and the anti-scars in the morning. Completely prevents it and makes the skin flawless. Okay. The Charisma and the Collagen are the two products that we use and we give the client to use after we've done the blue gel or the Charisma. It's for the neck area. The Charisma also contains onion peels, which again is a substitution for phenol. So it makes sure that it flattens out all those, sagging neck, the double chin, the wrinkles in the neck. And then the collagen really brings up the collagen, the melanocytes, really stimulates skin in order, to really retreat all the wrinkles on the neck as well as the décolleté. The eye lifting and the collagen for the eye area, that's the product that we're going to give the client to use at home after doing the pasta una in the eye area. And in general, a client that suffers from eye wrinkles. The eye lifting contains retinol. It contains pure silicone that literally closes up, firms, lifts all the areas around the eyes. And then we have the collagen that's pure collagen. Again, same story, that really makes sure to stimulate, brings the elasticity, brings the collagen, firms the entire area. So for severe cases, we definitely want to give both. The client's going to start after 24 hours after the peel. They're going to start with the eye lifting and on top of that, collagen for the eyes. The anti-rosacea and the seborrheic cream, if we're going to combine them both, we're going to give the anti-rosacea in the morning and we're going to give the seborrheic cream at night. Some of you guys don't know this, but for severe cases, we have anti-rosacea forte and we have the seborrheic cream forte. Don't confuse yourself. If the client has severe case, make sure that it is the stronger one. Okay. So we have the Scalpy product. The Scalpy product is what I mentioned before regarding the, dandruff, regarding the oily scalp, itching scalp. The client has to use the Nesolite soap shampoo during the shower. Try to prevent any type of conditioner or any types of mask on the actual scalp, only, in the split ends. And then in the scalp, when the skin, when the client gets out of the shower and after washing their hair, and we want to apply the Scalpy, make sure that it's on damp hair only. Okay, they're going to apply at least 3 times a week, right onto the scalp. It comes like a little dropper, and they're literally going to massage it in to make sure it covers the entire scalp. And right away, they're going to see within the first use already that the itching starts to stop. The scalp starts becoming not oily at all. The dandruff is less appearing. The scalp is not itching at all. For those clients who also has seborrheic dermatitis in the ears, works like wonders. However, definitely make sure that the scalp has seborrhea and not psoriasis, because if the client has psoriasis in the scalp, and there's a special product, I don't even have it in the catalog here, but it's a special product that's called the psoriasis double forte cream, and that's the only thing that's going to help in the scalp. Unless it's seborrhea, then it will work with the Scalpy. If not, make sure to give the psoriasis cream. Moving on, we have the anti-dark circles. So here's the thing: if your client has yellow skin tone and you're wanting to treat, the face, don't make that mistake where you're treating just the face, because if the whole face is going to become lighter and they have dark circles, it's going to be more noticeable than before, because the whole skin gets lighter and then just the eye area becomes completely dark. They look sort of like a panda. So don't make that mistake right away. Right away from the beginning, when they use that, you're going to let them know, first of all, that dark circles is not pigmentation. Dark circles is a genetic problem where it's blood vessels concentrated into one certain area. So how do we treat this? We let the client know that to use the anti-dark circles combined with the bleach cream silver up to 3 times a week around the eye area. And that's going to lighten up, the dark circles, because the anti-dark circle product has aspirin. So we all know what aspirin does. It's a blood thinner. That's what it is. And it makes the blood float, especially in the eye area, and then it appears to be much lighter. Don't forget that it takes longer than pigmentation. So the client's going to see their skin completely beautiful within 2 weeks and the rest of their face. For the dark circles, it's going to take a little bit of time. Anti-puff, we also have an anti-puff double forte. The anti-puff works on sagginess and bags on the, and puffiness around the eye area. If it's severe case, definitely take the anti-puff double forte. If it's a very, very severe case, on the top of the double forte, make sure that you let the client know to take the cold spoon that they put in either in the freezer or in the fridge, and right after you applying the product, to really go in there. That really helps slow down the process. It helps down to get the results faster, and also helps to absorb all the water and the fluid from the puffiness of the eyes. And then we have the ultimate, the unbelievable, revolutionary product that literally covered the entire world, the Blanco cream, that literally works wonders. I can't even tell you what's going on in Israel with this cream. It's like insane. This specific cream, not only that it brightens up the skin, lightens up hyperpigmentation, firms the skin, lifts the skin, does it all in one jar. Best part is that it doesn't peel your skin. So a lot of those clients who don't want to peel, who are like anti-peeling, all these stuff, this would be the Blanco cream. Best part is that it doesn't have to be refrigerated. For those clients who are complaining to you that, oh, how am I gonna put in the fridge? You know, I'm not gonna go downstairs. And this is definitely the cream for them. It works like wonders. It can be during pregnancies. It can be during nursing. It could be used on all body areas, armpits, bikini zone. Everywhere else works like magic. Just a second. Battery doesn't die. Moving on. The lifting porcelain. Second. Okay, so we have the lifting porcelana cream. Lifting porcelana cream is also an amazing, amazing cream when it comes to boy. Okay, so the lifting porcelana cream is an amazing cream when it comes to renewing the skin, treating scars, treating light acne, wrinkles, because it contains retinol and glycolic acid. So it renews the skin, brightens up the skin tone, lightens up the skin, but again, lightly. It's not always necessary to go all crazy and all out. It's not always necessary. Not all clients like that. And it's okay. Today we have substitutions and alternations for these type of situations. Porcelana is definitely one of them. The lip line contains silicone and retin A. It is the only product that can actually be used for all those upper lip wrinkles. If it's very severe, definitely do the peel before. We have the W peel that works on those, really bad upper lip wrinkles, like for those smokers, for those clients who have this expression where they talk and, they pick up their lips and they have these really, really deep wrinkles. Once a day, usually I definitely recommend to use at night because of the retinol. It comes with like a little roller. You go back and forth. That's it. Enough. No more than that. The silicone anti-scars is a product that's a moisturizer for oily skin, for skin that, has severe comedones, kinetic skin. Again, we don't want to overly give moisturizers when the skin, has acne and oil already. We do want to give it a little bit of moisturizers, but into the way where it's going to close up the pores, it's going to seal them, and this would be the product. Okay. The silicone, the medical silicone, this is a silicone that contains 50% pure silicone that actually closes and seals up. So for the clients who had damage, like after, surgery, a bite mark from, a dog, a cat, a scratch, something that's been happening less than a year, and that would be this specific silicone. There's no photo here, but it can be up to 1 year, less than a year from the situation. So don't give, if your client says, oh, I've had surgery, like 3 years ago, don't even bother, because the elastin fibers have been built already and it will not work. Okay. The pH 59 is a degreaser that has sugar acids, phenol, retinol. It works amazing. If you want to give something for your client to really make their skin look like porcelain, then this would be it. Comes with a big, big bottle, and you can apply it into small bottles and sell to your client. They can put that underneath any type of moisturizer, any type of cream that they of their choice. Works amazing. The Fasten Hair Growth. This is the product that the client is going to use at home. It contains biotin, retinol, and minoxidil. It's very important to tell your client to take on a daily basis the biotin 10,000 mcg. They can buy it in any type of local pharmacy and take that once a day and use the specific products. Again, on damp hair, minimum 3 times a week, and make sure that the scalp is healthy. If the scalp is not healthy, first treat the scalp, let the client have a healthy scalp, and only after that you can, actually cause the hair to regrow. So we have the same story when it comes to the eyebrows. It's a product that contains minoxidil and biotin without the retinol. It contains very high concentrated ingredients that actually help regrow the hair cells. It comes also with a roller. You literally go back and forth. Results can be seen as little as 6 weeks. So for all those thin eyebrows that really, want to not do the microblading, not do all that, works amazing. The anti-fungus liquid and cream. So this specific 2 products can be used for sun fungus, nail fungus, any type of fungal infection, works amazing. You start with anti-fungus liquid and you go to the anti-fungus cream. Very important to know that the anti-fungus, we have a Forte one, which is double the percentage, much, much stronger. For those severe cases, definitely give the stronger product. I promise I'm going to answer all your questions. I see you guys have a few stuff in the chat. Okay, so we have the bleach cream soap. The difference between the bleach cream soap and the Blanco soap, the Blanco soap is much lighter. The bleach cream soap has aloe vera and vitamin C, so it really lightens up the pigmentation, rather than the Blanco cream that has aloe vera, salicylic acid, and oils. Okay, so if we're trying to brighten up the pigmentation, lighten up, make sure that the skin is even, then we're going to do the bleach cream soap. If we're trying to more treat like anti-aging, type of acnetic skin, then we're going to go with the Blanco soap. The bleach toner it's based on vitamin C. It's based on lemons. If you guys smell it, you'll see that it really smells like actual lemon. It's a great degreaser to keep the pH balance exactly 5.5 before applying any type of products, to make sure the skin is penetrated. The product is penetrated completely into the dermis and, really working from the inside. Nisolite soap, we have 2 different kinds. I think now they look completely different. The Nisolite soap, we have the Forte, we have the regular one. That's the same exact soap that you're going to give for the scalp, for hair loss, for seborrhea, for dandruff, anything that's happening in the scalp. Also, for severe rosacea, for severe seborrhea, all those situations, we're going to give the Nisolite soap. It can also be used on the face, and the one with the pink cap can also be used in the vaginal area. So if we have, a client that has frequent UTIs, frequent yeast infections, that is a great way to help her, not only in the face area or the scalp area, but also in the vaginal area. Hyaluronic acid, this one is pure hyaluronic acid. There's not one client that walks out of my clinic without the Blanco combined with the hyaluronic acid. Not only it makes sure that your foundation, your makeup stays on all day, but it completely closes, seals up the pores, firms the skin. It is an amazing, amazing anti-aging treatment to use at home. And you can combine it with any moisturizer or any cream that you like. So you can't go wrong with it. It firms, it lifts, works like wonders. Me personally, I think the best combination to go with that is the Blanco cream. But you can definitely put it with any moisturizers of your choice as well. The vitamin C is a moisturizer for pigmentation type of skin. So if a client suffers from hyperpigmentation, discoloration, uneven skin tone, melasma, that's the moisturizers that we're going to give. Please take that into consideration that moisturizers are going to be given only 2 weeks after the treatment. First 2 weeks, we're not giving any types of moisturizers. Only 2 weeks after, we can start combining moisturizers. So the vitamin C is a great moisturizer when it comes to pigmentation, uneven skin tone, darkness, because of the vitamin C. And then the Silky Serum, I also like to end my treatment with the Silky Serum. It's like pure silicone, makes the skin feel literally like silk. The smell is insane. It's like, it's amazing. Every time you're gonna massage your client with it, I always have my client ask me, oh God, what did you just put on me? I want that. I want that, take that on home. So if you want that really glow, that beautiful skin tone, you know, that looks like literally like silk, that is definitely the product. Anti-wrinkles is a product that we're going to give after the wrinkles peel. Again, it's a very, very, very light cream to still rejuvenate the skin, still renew the skin, but in a very, very lightly matter. So for all those, you know, young clients who really want to prevent from anything occurring in the skin, this is definitely the products. Kynotin cream is a growth hormone moisturizer. It works on balancing out the hormones in their skin. So if the client has a hormonal problem, meaning hormonal acne, hormonal pigmentation, hormonal melasma, anything that's hormonal, this literally keeps the pH of the hormones in the body right on point. This is the moisturizers you're going to give. The Verigold is the only product that can be used. This one and the Omega are the only two products that can be given during those first 2 weeks when we're not supposed to give any type of moisturizers after the peel. It works amazing because it calms down the skin. It's not really a moisturizer, it's more of a treatment. It contains aloe vera, menthol, which actually keep the skin, you know, hydrated, but also not overly moisturized and not overly dry. I always, also when you're ending with the peel, the last thing you're doing is applying the aloe vera, the Verigold, again, the aloe vera with the menthol. Cannabis, it has to be my personal favorite moisturizer. It calms down the skin, heals the skin, very, very light. It's water-based, it's pure cannabis. It works very well for any skin type. So all those clients who are, you know, scared to use because their skin is so sensitive and, you know, it's so irritated, and you want to give them something where you can't go wrong with, definitely the cannabis. You can combine that also with the Verigold for very sensitive skin, and it works beautifully. The Omega, it's pure omega 369. It's literally amazing to prevent stretch marks, for overly dry scalp, overly dry skin, atopic dermatitis, any type of a place that you want to hydrate. Also, if you want to have your client come back to you for just, you know, hydration, and, you know, you don't want to interfere with the process, this is a great way to just take the omega 369, do a great massage to the client, and their skin is going to stop the peeling. It's going to calm down the skin, and again, without interfering with the whole healing process. So the crema de leche, it's actual moisturizer that contains calcium and milk. It's very heavy, very rich. For all those clients who are suffering from severe dry skin, this definitely has to be the best moisturizer to give them. It's heavy, it's thick, especially in the winter time. This would probably be the best moisturizer to give them. And then we have our amazing 24-hour sun protection. I believe that this one looks a little bit different with you guys in the US. So you have with BB cream, you have without. This is the only sunblock that works for 24 hours, guys. So we don't have to worry when we're doing the peel and giving the client a treatment. It could be done all year round, all seasons. We're not having to worry because the client is still going to get the result. The process is still going to continue. And that's exactly what we want. We don't want anything interfering with the process. Clients are applying them one time in the morning. They can go throughout the whole day. Best part about it is it contains a very concentrated pearl that does the method of the reflection of a mirror. So any UVA, UVB, and UVC that's trying to penetrate to the skin, it just pushes it completely out. And that way the pores are completely clogged and they are unable to get any type of sun rays into the skin. Okay. The Ella is probably the best numbing cream I've ever seen, I have to say. I work with it on eyeliners. I work with it on permanent makeup, microblading, skin tag removal, plasma, anything that you want to do in the skin. Works amazing. You can work for hours. You literally just apply it, leave the client for about 20 to 30 minutes, and you're ready to go. You can go for hours. The client doesn't feel anything. Works wonders. And then, of course, we have the skin tag removal. For those of you guys who don't know, it looks like literally like a pen, like you can carry it in your pocket. You can put it in literally like your robe pocket, and you can just work with it for spider veins, for blood vessels, skin tags, anything that's on the skin that's unwanted. Literally 2 seconds. It works. It's battery operated, and you just go quickly, and it's completely gone. The area becomes sort of like a scab, and then 3-4 days later it peels, and as if it's never happened. And then last but not least, we have the boosters. This is definitely the combination that we're going to do with the Miami peel that I was talking to you guys about. So if we're dealing with filling in the areas like post acne, deep scars, deep areas that we want to fill in, we're going to use the hyaluronic acid booster. If we're dealing with certain area that's a darker pigment, like darker red, darker brown, any type of pigment that we want to renew, then we have the vitamin C booster. The B12 is what we're using for the hair growth, whether it's on the beard, whether it's in the eyebrows, whether it's on your scalp. The Botox is lactic acid with arginine. So it literally is it's a muscle paralyzer. So if we have those certain areas like the forehead, like the chin, like the cheekbones, where we really want to use the Botox, we're going to do the Botox booster. Again, all of these are being used with the microneedling. And then we have the collagen for sagging skin, for falling skin with no elasticity. We're going to use the collagen elastin. And that is it. Okay, so I'm going to go into the questions. Let me just make sure. I hope that I am on speaker. Okay, so are there any So are there any questions? I see there's a few questions. Just let me answer you guys. I'll see private, and then I'll see also. Okay, so I see you said Mila allowed in pregnancy. Yes, the peeling Mila is allowed during pregnancy. I can definitely tell you that if I didn't have the peeling Mila during my pregnancies, God knows what I would do. What peeling yellow skin? I don't understand the question. The yellow skin tone is pH 3, and that's the peel we're doing for yellow skin tone. Is the order of mixing the peel is important, or as you said, you start with the worst skin problem and move on to the peel with no specific order? So again, if the client has the mostly severe situation, the client's skin is scars, and then it's acne. So I'm going to start with the worst skin disorder first, and then from there, I'm going to continue moving up to the next problem, and so on and so on. How is it possible that your sunblock is for 24 hours? Okay, so I explained that to you guys before. The sunblock is for 24 hours. It literally has a specific concentrated pearl that literally blocks out all the UVA, UVB, UVCs completely does the mirror reflection and pushes everything completely out. And that's it. It literally works for 24 hours. Is it waterproof? No, it is not waterproof. That's a great question. If the client is going into the water, if the client is really sweating, I do recommend to reapply it. Definitely always include that in your kit. It really works the best. What is G6PD? Okay, so G6PD is allergic. It's an allergy. It's an allergic reaction to sulfur. So if your client is allergic to sulfur, they'll know that they're allergic to sulfur, and just make sure to give them the anti-acne without sulfur, and that's it. Love all your products and protocols. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to hear that. Appreciate it. I always love hearing you speak. You make it so interesting. Thank you so much. You're so cute. Thank you. I didn't know I could do 4 applications first time. So if so, I will not get another chance to do that, maybe after a certain time. So if the client is already using the products and they're already doing the application, you've done everything and the client, the skin looks great, there's no need to do that, really. It's just know that the first time you can do, that's the only time that you can actually do 4 applications. Again, it's not a rule. So if the client's skin, after 3 applications already, the skin is really, irritated and peeling and red, then there's no need to continue doing it. Just if it's really, really necessary, but you can do up to 4 applications from the first time. What is the difference between the lifting porcelana cream and the Cheval A? Okay, that's a good question because the Cheval A and the lifting porcelana cream both have retin A. However, the lifting porcelana cream has not only retin A, but it also has glycolic acid. So that is the difference. So the skin, don't forget that whenever you're doing something that's pure, so just pure retin A, obviously that the skin is going to be much more peeling, much more aggravated, and irritated because, it's pure. It's not combined with anything. Anything that you give pure, it's much, much stronger. Okay. Can we just give the Lior and the Chevalier by itself without the anti-scars open pores for open pores? Yes, absolutely. You can give the Chevalier at night. You can give the Lior in the morning for open pores. That's completely fine. Of course, if it's a severe case, if the client also has scars, not only open pores, then definitely combine the anti-scars open pores on top of the Lior in the morning, and that should do the job. Which soap would you recommend for hyperpigmentation, the Blanco or the bleach? So definitely the bleach cream soap, because the bleach cream soap has the vitamin C, which also works on, really lightening up the uneven skin tone. And it bleaches the skin, Do your products contain real bleach? No, absolutely not. There is no real bleach in the products. Far from that, we call it the bleaching cream because it, lightens up the skin. There is no bleach inside the products. I can assure you that. Okay, I see someone typing. Okay, what is going to be the next Zoom? I do not know. I will definitely let you guys know in the group chat. We're going to be notifying you every single week what we're doing. But don't worry, you're going to be filled in. Can you guys send us more videos regarding the Miami peel? I feel like I haven't seen, I feel like I haven't seen enough videos of the peel. Okay, do you mean like protocols? I'll definitely write that in the group chat. Because I think, we can definitely send you guys more. Can you send us videos in Hebrew as well? Absolutely. I do know that group chat is in English, but you can definitely send a message to Lior or Sivan, and they can even send it to you private because we really want to keep the chats very organized in certain languages because it's not fair to everyone. Do you guys have Spanish group chats? Yes, we do. We have group chats in Spanish as well. You're more than welcome to send us a message and we can put you in that specific group. And we can send you also there's also Zoom classes in Spanish, by the way. When is the next Zoom? I do not know. Hopefully we're going to try to make sure that it's going to happen next week. We want to do it very frequent. As you guys can see, I'm in Israel. I'm not in the US. So I'm going to make sure to really make it as convenient as for both of you guys, for me and for all of you guys as well. I promise we're trying to do it. We're trying to make it work. Love your Zoom class. You make it interesting. I'm sorry, I don't understand the last sentence, but thank you. Really, you guys are so sweet. Can I ask your personal question on WhatsApp? Yes, you can. You can definitely send me a message on WhatsApp. Guys, why are you sending the messages though privately? Why are you guys not sending it? Okay, I see one more person typing and then I'm gonna have to go. So I'm gonna answer the last questions if you guys want to ask. Liat, do you have a question? Do you want to go on?
Can I ask you something? I want to ask you if
Yes.
someone that we just started with, how I know, like if it's a young boy, if it's better to give him a deep bleed cheval, but how I know if to give the cheval stronger or not, if it's like a severe case, like of scars. So
so
do
here's the
you
thing.
ever start with the cheval, the forte, or sometimes you can use with the double forte from the beginning?
So if the case is very severe and the client has used everything and nothing worked, definitely go for the stronger one. The client wants to see results as fast as possible. You do have to notify the client that the skin is obviously going to peel a lot and be more aggravated and more red and more irritated. Not everyone can handle that. If the client is telling you, I don't want my skin to be so red, I have a certain occasion, I'm always red, I'm overly peeling, I'm not happy about it, then give them the lighter one. But truth speaking is that you really want to get as deep as possible, as peeling as possible. So I personally always give the cheval a forte. And if I want to slow down
No,
the
but
process,
forte or double forte, I mean.
so the double forte, it's very rare that I give. It's only for very, very severe cases. If it's a
Okay.
very severe case, then I do give the double forte. However, if I see that it's too much for the client and they can't handle it, then I just let the clients, know that to use not every night, but use, let's say, 3 times a week or twice a week. So they're still getting the double the percentage, but in a way where it's like calmer, not so aggressive.
And I want to ask you one more thing. If I don't use laser,
Yes.
can I get results, like very good results, like what I see in your before and after?
If you want to use, I'm sorry.
No, if I don't have laser to use, only the product and the peeling can give me like very good results for scars, for acne.
Absolutely. I can tell you that I don't use lasers here at all.
I don't. And then what about the scar tissue, the redness? If you know to tell me more or less how long it's take to heal. For
the
people that
redness,
has the red stain, it's not
the
the red,
post-acne.
like, yes,
So
but that it's
definitely
very red.
post-acne, definitely give the cream, the Sabrea cream, because anything that's red in the area, the Sabrea cream is really going to treat all the redness. Because when you think about it, what is Sabrea? What's rosacea? It's redness in the skin. So what we're going to do is actually give the client, not overly irritate the skin, because that's going to cause more stimulation. The skin is going to be more irritated. So we're actually going to do the opposite and calm down the skin. So always give the Sabrea cream. If it's very, very red, even give the Sabrea Forte. And you're going to see that the skin is becoming less red, and it's really absorbing all the redness in the skin.
So where I'm going to put if you use the deep bleach oval anti-acne, where I'm going to use the Sabora Forte?
So right after the cheval, they're going to wait a little bit and you're going to give the Sabrea, morning and night even, twice a day.
Okay. Okay, and I want to ask you one more question. If the Miami peel, you said they can use the product on it, but if it's not started to get darker, the skin after 24 hours, are they able to use creams on it, or they still need to avoid this area?
Never use the cream until listen, if the skin didn't get any frosting, it's not going to turn dark.
No, it got frosting. It got frosting, but even the second day, it's still not dark. The skin, anodyne scab.
They're not using any type of products until at least 10 days from the peel. Ever.
Okay.
That's Vaseline. That's the only thing that they can apply during the Miami peel.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, guys, so enjoy your day. I'm going to enjoy my night. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Zoom. We're definitely going to keep you guys updated. More videos, more tutorials, protocols. You're welcome to send us messages with your clients. And we're happy to have you. Enjoy your day.